Ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Hello there, I'm Dylan, aka the Wise Sith, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing of the vintage collection of Return of the Jedi, of the Emperor, or good old Palpatine. So here's the front view of it, and here you got Kenner. Here's the back side, the other figures you can get with this line. But yeah, okay, so looks like the accessories you get is another set of hands with force lightning coming out, so that way if you want to pose him, it looks like he's, shocking Luke, whatever you want to do, you can do that. And his little cane right there. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy open. There's one hand. There's the second hand. There's his cane. Alright. There's Palpatine. His form. Interesting. Right. I like how it just it comes off. Okay, good. Well, there it goes. So it's just like the old Revenge of the Sith figure that you get back in the day, where his hood is like plastic. Well, actually his robe is plastic too, but this one is cloth. But I liked how the hood can come off on the original Revenge of the Sith figure, or line of figures back in the day. If you remember that, let me know. Comment below. But yeah, and also the figure itself had like lightning that shot out of his little lightning bolts that came out of his arms, like his sleeves. So comment below if you remember that. But yeah, there's his face. Really nice and detailed. I usually like the vintage collection because they're, for like a 3.75 inch figure, they're like very detailed, nicely painted and sculpted. So it looks like his head doesn't move. I guess because he got the hood on. But at least they added a hair detail on there. And the scarring of his face. His grin's kind of creepy looking. Right, let's go ahead and put this back on. Okay. So, okay. I guess I got a plastic torso right here, and he's got the part of his rope here. Does his knees bend? Yeah. Yeah, I don't trust that. I think they just swivel. No, they bend, but I don't trust that. It's very complex to bend that back. I feel like it's gonna like snap on me. I'm not gonna do that. But I don't. Even though they're meant to bend, I don't trust that. It just feels too stiff. His arm, let's see. It does have, okay, there, it had a little give to it, or I mean, not give, resistant to it, to bend it. Okay, now it's starting to loosen up. Alright, of course you got his hands, which you can pop these off. I believe like this, yep. this the right hand? Yep. And then you pop this back in, just like that. So you got little lightning bolts coming out of his hand. Interesting. If you wanted to do both hands, hang on. Okay, pop that one off. Right. You do both hands, just like that, and you can pose them certain ways. So it looks like it's like Force Lightning Luke. If you have a Luke figure, you can sit down there and pose them a certain way, just like in Return of the Jedi. Okay, let's go ahead and put his normal hands back on. Okay. Alright. So, there you go. Let's go ahead and put his cane on. I can hold it. Okay. Alright. He tends to stand, I guess. You just have to balance him pretty well. I guess. Yeah, you have to make sure he like balances really well, or else he's gonna fall backwards. I think there's too much weight back here from the sleeves being a little too droopy. But that's just how it is. But yeah, I like this figure. I like how detailed his face is, and then in his hands, as you can see, his hands are really sculpted really well, gnarly looking. Look at these ones too. They got the red coming out of them, so it looks like, you know, it's getting hot, or I don't know, I guess. Creepy looking. If you want to look at the cane is nicely sculpted too. Nicely sculpted and shaped, just like the cane he had, which is nice. It's a little flimsy, but it's, you know, it seems like the type of plastic that will stay its shape. It doesn't seem the kind that would like warp unexpectedly from, like, you know, if it's resting on something or something's resting on it, bending it a little bit. I don't think that's the type of plastic that will warp it or get warped. But yeah, all in all, this is a nice figure. It's nice and detailed. It's just the only gripe is it's just the knee is a little too. Okay, there we go. That one, okay, that one can bend. It's just the other one right here. It's just my complaint, because it's like you have to. Okay, there it goes. I guess the more you do this, the more it loosens up. Because it was like super stiff. And it felt like you were gonna like snap it. But I guess it works now. I was gonna say, because that was supposed to be my only complaint, was the knees weren't bending as well. But my other complaint is the robe. It's a little too loose. But, you know, that's how it is on these 3.75 inch figures. 6 inch though, it depends, because it's a larger figure. So there's not as much like terrible excessive amount of cloth, I guess. But I don't know. That's the only complaint I have. It's just the robe's a little too loose. But that's just how it is on these size of figures. But yeah, it's a nice figure. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. And may the force be with you always.